Film begins in the room of an as of late gone too far lady. Her young little girl goes into her room and witnesses her mom's body laid among the wreck. In the current day, the girl, Rose Cotter, Sosie Bacon, is a specialist, approaching her day at work. She manages a hyper-patient named Carl, Jack Soche. He persistently mumbles about individuals kicking the bucket, and that he will bite the dust. Rose endeavors to comfort him, however Carl go on with his episode. Rose then receives a call for an appointment with a young woman, Laura Weaver, Caitlin Stasey. When Rose meets her, Laura is distressed after a recent incident where she witnessed her professor bludgeon himself to death. Since then, Laura claims to have been seeing an evil presence that takes the form of others. After turning away from Rose and looking back, Laura begins panicking and freaking out. Rose calls for help, but she looks back to find that Laura has picked up a broken shard from a vase and is now flashing an unsettling grin. Laura slashes her throat before help arrives, leaving Rose in shock. Rose speaks to two detectives, one of whom is her ex-Joel, Kyle Gallner, for details on the event. She explains what she saw and also talks to her boss, Dr. Morgan Desai, Kal Penn. Later, Rose goes to her home that she shares with her fiancé Trevor, Jessie T. Usher, and their cat Mustache. Rose and Trevor go to dinner with Rose's sister Holly, Jillian Zinzer, and her husband Greg, Nick Arapaglu, but Rose is so traumatized from Laura's suicide that she snaps at Holly when she chastises Rose about forgetting Holly's son Jackson's, Matthew Lamb, upcoming birthday. Rose attempts to go back to work and move on. She receives a call from Holly, as they both apologize for the argument, and Holly asks Rose to at least get Jackson a birthday gift. While they talk, Rose looks out the window and appears to see what looks like Laura in the distance. When Rose walks by Carl's room, he is seen with a disturbing smile like Laura and begins to repeatedly tell Rose, "You're going to die." She calls for help and Carl gets restrained by orderlies. When Rose goes to buy a gift for Jackson, she sees an apparition of Laura again, still grinning. At home, she cannot find Mustache and is startled when the security alarm goes off. She gets a call from the security company, but it turns out to be a malicious entity that taunts Rose. Over the weekend, Rose goes to Jackson's birthday party. When it is time to give out gifts, he takes Rose's, which is supposed to be a toy train. Instead, Jackson opens the box and finds Mustache's corpse. Everyone freaks out, and Rose tries to assure everyone that she did not do this, but she sees one of the other moms appear to have the entity's evil grin. Rose stumbles backwards and falls through a glass table, severely injuring her arms. Rose is brought to the hospital for medical attention. Morgan visits her after becoming aware of her episode and suggests she take time off work. When Trevor brings her home, Rose tries to explain herself, but he thinks she is losing her mind and that she really did kill Mustache. Rose also has a session with her own therapist, Dr. Madeline Northcott, Robin Weigert, who helped her get through the trauma of her mother's suicide. Rose begins to do some investigating. She plays audio recorded from her session with Laura and hears what sounds like a faint breathing noise. She also looks up Laura's professor, Gabriel Munoz, Felix Melendez Jr., and tracks down his widow Victoria. She tells Rose that Gabriel had claimed to have seen visions of something haunting him, just days after he witnessed another woman named Anna Powell commit suicide. When Rose claims that she is experiencing what Gabriel did, Victoria thinks that Rose is mocking her tragedy and she orders her to leave. Rose visits Joel for help in her investigation, despite his initial reluctance. He looks up Anna Powell and finds that she died by gouging her eyes out. It is also reported that Anna saw a man commit suicide too, which is shown in security footage from a gas station where the man is seen with the creepy smile before he impaled himself in front of Anna.